When I discovered my wife was keeping a young lover, I didn't argue or confront her. Instead, I enabled her affair, constantly making excuses for her. Even when her boy toy came to my door to taunt me, even when everyone looked at me with contempt and called me hopeless, I didn't care in the slightest. Because I had bound us together with a fidelity pact. If the other party is unfaithful, their lifespan decreases. Watching the life countdown above my wife's head drop from 60 years to 10 days, I smiled with relief. After Chloe Lawson realized her affair was exposed, she stopped pretending. Every time she met her boy toy at a hotel, she made me deliver things to her. Previously, it was condoms. This time, it was lingerie. I had just entered the hotel when the two receptionists at the front desk pointed at me, whispering, smirks on their lips. "Look, that idiot is here again to bring things to his wife." I was accustomed to it and paid little mind. "Could you tell me which room my wife is in?" "She's in 1502, one answered, then covered her mouth, giggling. I nodded my thanks and was about to leave when I encountered a familiar face. The man paused, surprised. "Lucas Vincent. Simon Clark, our class president from university and my best friend. We'd kept in close contact since graduation. Fancy meeting you here on a business trip. What brings you to a hotel? Don't tell your." He grinned slyly and slung an arm around me. Before I could answer, the receptionist spoke up first. "Him. He's here to deliver lingerie for his wife and her lover." Simon's pupils seemed to lose focus for a moment, taking a while to process the sentence. "What nonsense. Delivering lingerie. For your wife. And her lover." I understood his reaction. I nodded awkwardly. "Damn. You haven't been married long. This is too much. They're not even treating you like a human being." Simon grew angrier as he spoke, insisting on taking me to catch them in the act and demand justice for me. The receptionist, eager for drama, readily provided the room number. He immediately stormed toward the elevator. I truly couldn't stop him, so I had to quickly explain the plan. "Simon, actually We reached room 1502. I swiped the key card, and Simon kicked the door open. The scene inside was graphically indecent. My wife, Chloe, was straddling a shirtless Zach Chase, her face flushed. The air was thick with the smell of sex. "Holy shit. What the hell are you two doing?" Simon yelled. Chloe shrieked, pulling the blanket over her chest, her face dark with rage. "Who said you could come in? Get out, or I'll call the police." "You dare call the police? Not only are you cheating on my brother behind his back, but you're making him deliver your sex toys. Have you no shame?" His tirade made Chloe blush with humiliation. She gritted her teeth and retorted, "He didn't say anything. What right do you have to interfere?" Hearing this, Simon's fury intensified. "Shameless bitch. I'm dealing with this today." With that, Simon began throwing punches and kicks. Chloe, weaker, couldn't block them. Zach, perhaps from weakness or guilt, didn't fight back either. The room filled with continuous screams. Normally, I had no reason to hit them myself. Having someone vent my anger for me was immensely satisfying. I enjoyed the spectacle. After a while, Chloe finally couldn't take it anymore. "Lucas Vincent, why are you just standing there? Help me." I pretended not to hear. Only after she and Zach endured another beating did I urgently pull Simon away. "Stop hitting my wife." He looked at me, utterly incredulous. "Luke, are you insane? Caught in the act, and you're still protecting her." I continued the act, resolutely shielding my wife and her lover. "She's innocent. It's not her fault. I won't allow you to speak about her like that." Simon stared into my eyes. Realizing I wasn't joking, he laughed in sheer disbelief. "You're beyond saving. A pathetic cuckold. You deserve those greenhorns. Don't ever say you know me again." His words were harsher than before. He shook me off, turned coldly, and left without a backward glance. I watched him leave, sighed silently, then turned to help Chloe up from the floor. "Honey, are you okay?" I asked with concern. She slapped me across the face. "Was it you? Did you bring him here on purpose? Why didn't you stop him?" I took a deep breath, forcibly suppressing my inner rage, and forced a smile again. I couldn't stop him. Chloe's face remained stormy, but she said no more. She snatched the bag of lingerie from my hand, and turned to comfort Zach Chase. The two were intimate, their actions ambiguous, treating me as air. What are you still doing here? Get lost. Leaving now. I walked out, closing the door behind me. The smile instantly vanished from my face, my fists clenched tight. Recalling the countdown above her head, now only 10 days left, I couldn't help but let out a cold, mocking laugh. Chloe, oh Chloe, your retribution is almost here. Initially, Chloe and I met through arranged introductions. After just 3 meetings, our parents organized the wedding. Less than a month later, Chloe was unfaithful. I never had strong feelings for her anyway. We hadn't even held hands, so divorce seemed inevitable. Unexpectedly, Zach Chase came to my door to provoke me, acting completely arrogant. My wife stopped pretending to. She started bringing him home and being intimate right in front of me, even making me sleep on the sofa. Outwardly, I never complained, but secretly, I activated the fidelity pact between us. From that moment, I became committed to enabling her affair, watching her life countdown decrease with each indiscretion, feeling immense satisfaction. Simon Clark was waiting roadside when I exited the hotel. Seeing me, he laughed. Well, Luke, how was my performance? I gave a thumbs up. Not just good, Oscar-worthy. He laughed heartily. Coming up with this scheme against your wife. You're quite devious, but I like it. Let's get dinner. Your treat. Of course. I smiled and nodded. Actually, everything had been prearranged between us. After enduring this humiliation for so long, I needed some payback, and it wasn't yet time for a complete break with my wife. Otherwise, all my previous efforts would be wasted. The next morning, before I was fully awake, loud pounding came at my door. I groggily got up to answer. It was Chloe's mother, Eleanor Lawson. She entered the living room, sat heavily on the sofa without looking at me. The old family home needs renovations. Give us money. I asked, puzzled. Didn't I just give Chloe $100,000 recently? My mother-in-law wasn't pleased. What can that little money do? It's gone after buying a few things. What? Not long married and already forgetting your wife's family. Hesitating over some money. And after I spoke well of you before. If not for our matchmaking, would Chloe have even chosen you? Her complaints and accusations seemed endless. I was losing patience when another knock came. This time my parents. Seeing me, they immediately questioned, Luke, is Chloe being unfaithful? I'm telling you, divorce that woman immediately, understand. I hadn't expected them to know. I planned to evade now and explain later. Mom, who told you that? She grabbed my hand, breathless. Who told me? I saw it myself. I saw her with another man leaving a hotel, hugging and kissing. It's disgraceful. You old hag. Who are you calling disgraceful? My daughter would never do such things. My mother-in-law stood retorting. My mother, seeing her there, became more agitated. Well, look who's here. My dear-in-law. How could what I saw with my own eyes be false? Can't even control your own daughter, yet have the nerve to come find my son. My mother-in-law was furious. Who knows if you're just senile and mistaken? If you're old, stay home more. Might get hit by a car. Hearing this, my face turned cold. I gritted my teeth, but ultimately restrained myself. Seeing my parents and mother-in-law about to argue, I mediated between them. Stop arguing. Mom, I believe Chloe isn't that kind of person. My mother looked at me, stunned, eyes reddening. Luke, you don't even believe your own mother now. Still protecting her. I didn't dare answer or meet her gaze. My mother, deeply wronged but holding back tears, said, if that's how it is, don't call me mom anymore. Our Vincent family has no son who brings such shame to our ancestors. With that, she lowered her head and led my father away. Long after they left, my mother-in-law kept gloating. Finally tired of talking, she demanded money again. I went to the bedroom and coldly threw a bank card on the coffee table. My mother-in-law immediately showed displeasure. What's your attitude? Unhappy about giving some money. Seeing my icy stare, her voice weakened. She said nothing more and left. I regretfully slapped myself twice, not daring to imagine how hurt my mother must be. That evening, my wife returned home looking tired. She sat arms crossed on the sofa, interrogating me like a criminal. What did you say to my mother? I shook my head. Nothing. Chloe stared suspiciously. Lucas Vincent, I'm having an affair. Don't you feel anything? I still shook my head. She seemed doubtful but detected nothing unusual, so said no more. Seeing her preparing to shower, I suggested, Honey, how about we go camping at West Beach tomorrow? Chloe paused, thinking, then nodded. Prepare what we'll need first. I was too excited to sleep. Unexpectedly, when preparing to leave next day, Zach Chase suddenly appeared. Chloe took the camping bag from me and gave it to him. Expressionless, she said, Zach and I will go. You stay home. When she agreed last night, I thought she'd changed. How naive. But everything was proceeding as planned. Zach smirked scornfully, took Chloe's hand, and left. I quietly followed them, observing their every move. By 9 p.m., confirming they hadn't left the tent, I called my wife. The line was dead. Chloe never charges her phone before bed, and I'd specifically omitted the power bank from the camping gear. I called again near dawn, still dead. Her battery had died. Excellent. After enduring humiliation so long, I finally had my chance for revenge. The show was about to begin. I called my mother-in-law and all Chloe's close friends. Can you reach Chloe? She said she was camping at West Beach with friends. No word since. All said they couldn't contact her. I pretended panic and gathered them. Over 10 people total. After discussion, they decided to search separately first. I proposed, let's just call the police. More people mean better chances. If Chloe's really in trouble, she won't last long. My frantic mother-in-law immediately agreed. Police arrived with search dogs. Dozens of people entered West Beach, soon finding a tent in a hidden spot. I discreetly activated my phone's video recording. An officer pulled back the tent flap. Inside, Chloe Lawson and Zach Chase were completely naked, tightly embraced. Flashlights illuminated everything clearly for all to see. Why so bright? Chloe murmured softly. My mother-in-law, realizing, urgently spread her arms. Don't look. Everyone turn away. Foolish girl. What are you doing? Get dressed immediately. Everyone tactfully turned. I quietly stopped recording. Police confirmed no injuries, gave safety advice, and left. The incident spread rapidly through my wife's social and family circles. That afternoon, she angrily confronted me. Lucas Vincent, are you insane? Calling police for nothing. Now all my friends know I'm cheating. Seeing her swollen, handprint-marked face, I nearly laughed. Your phone was dead. I feared something happened. Chloe snapped. With Zach protecting me, what could happen? I feigned innocence. Sorry, honey. I was just too worried. In the panic, I couldn't think straight. Whatever. She waved irritably, stormed into the bedroom. Soon she emerged in new sexy clothes and left as if nothing happened. Seeing her count down at 1 day left, I felt completely relaxed and exhilarated. I organized her affair evidence, took a taxi to a law firm, found Attorney Young, and retained him for my divorce case. That night, Chloe unsurprisingly didn't return. I showered and slept until noon. Waking, I checked my phone. The countdown timer reached 0. Instantly, my wife called, Lucas Vincent, you bastard. You gave me syphilis. Are you even human? Hysterical screams came through. I put it on speaker, dressed while rubbing my eyes. Chloe kept cursing inventively. Hearing syphilis, I understood. The countdown didn't mean immediate death, but contracting a fatal disease. Divine justice. I said coldly, we've never slept together. How could I give it to you? How do I know what you did while I slept? Don't evade responsibility. Get to the hospital now. I'd had enough of her commands. My revenge complete, I couldn't bother pretending. No time. Ask your boy toy. She paused. Lucas Vincent, how dare you speak to me like that? So what? Are you royalty? Everyone must pamper you. I hung up mid-rant. Imagining her fury amused me. After washing up and lunch, Attorney Young delivered the drafted divorce papers. His messenger had barely left when Chloe returned too. Livid, she pointed accusingly. Lucas Vincent, what does this mean? Grown bold. Dare disobey me. Explain this disease. Explain what? I was fine before marriage. Got it after wedding. Must be connected. Chloe became shrew-like. Fine case of the guilty suing first. I laughed speechlessly. I told you, you should go ask your boy toy about this. What does it have to do with me? I've never even slept in the same bed with you. Don't throw accusations at me. Chloe didn't expect me to be so firm. Unable to gain any advantage, she immediately became furious. I don't care. You must find a way to cure me, I said calmly, got up to get a glass of water, sat down on the sofa calmly, and said, "This disease can't be cured." "How can it not be cured? I think you just want me to die?" "Lucas Vincent, you are so vicious. I am your wife." I laughed in anger. "When you were with Zach Chase, why didn't you think about me being your husband? Now you're pulling the moral blackmail card. Too bad it doesn't work on me." I put down the water glass and said indifferently, "Soon you won't be." Under Chloe's puzzled expression, I gently placed the divorce agreement in front of her. "Take a look. If there are no problems, sign it." She was stunned for a moment, took it, and opened it. "You want to divorce me?" "Impossible." The agreement was thrown violently to the ground. Chloe's expression was fierce, as if she wanted to swallow me whole. "I'm not discussing this with you. If you refuse to sign, I can only have my lawyer talk to you." Chloe's chest heaved heavily. She was extremely angry. "You're serious?" "I know. Is it because of Zach Chase? If you don't like him, you can say it directly. I won't see him anymore. Why use a childish trick like divorce to get my attention?" "Stop, stop, stop." I really couldn't listen anymore and raised my hand to interrupt. "The more you talk, the more ridiculous it gets. Don't flatter yourself. I never had much feelings for you." After saying that, I laid my cards on the table. "To tell you the truth, all that protecting you in front of my friend, indulging you in Zach Chase's nonsense, was just an act for you." Chloe was stunned, carefully digesting the meaning of my words. "So, you actually never loved me at all?" "Of course not. What is there about you worth loving? Is it your promiscuous behavior or your syphilitic body?" Finding out she had been played all along, Chloe flushed red, gritted her teeth in shame and anger, unable to say a word. Seeing this, I deliberately showed a sneer. Chloe could do nothing to me. She smashed the nearby vase violently onto the floor and, seemingly unsatisfied, swept all the things on the coffee table flying like crazy. "Lucas Vincent, just you wait." After throwing down this threat, the sound of her footsteps disappeared with the closing of the door. I happily hummed a tune, slowly cleaning up the debris on the floor. I originally planned to contact Chloe in a few days to come back and take her things. Unexpectedly, a court summons arrived at my door first. The charge, forced violation of a woman's will. The plaintiff was none other than Chloe Lawson. Becoming the defendant out of nowhere, I was full of questions. Fortunately, after Attorney Young learned of the situation, he said it wasn't a big problem and promised that he could win. So on the day of the court hearing, he stood by my side as the defense lawyer. As soon as we met, Chloe said with full confidence, "Lucas Vincent, just wait to go to jail." I couldn't be bothered to deal with her, sitting calmly in the defendant's seat. Once everyone was present, the judge began the normal procedure. "Plaintiff, please submit the relevant evidence materials." Chloe was stunned for a moment, then spoke. "It said that I was violated by him. What evidence is needed?" The judge was a bit taken aback by her words and kindly reminded her that without evidence, it would be impossible to convict the defendant. Chloe was dumbfounded on the spot, mumbling something under her breath. Who knows which genius taught her this method, to sue using a charge that's hard to prove, without preparing a single piece of evidence. Looking at the defense lawyer beside her, with a panicked expression, he must have been deceived by Chloe too. One can only say that this approach of not confirming materials in advance is much more amateur than Attorney Young. The judge urged repeatedly. Chloe directly acted unreasonably. The disease on my body was transmitted by him. That can prove he forced me. I smiled. "Your Honor, I don't have that disease at all. How could it be me who transmitted it to her?" Attorney Young stood up and submitted my medical examination report. This not only proved my innocence, but the judge also ruled Chloe's evidence invalid. She became anxious. "Why is it invalid? That medical report must be fake. You are clearly biased towards him. I will sue you." The judge looked helpless. "Plaintiff, please calm down." After several rounds of mediation, Chloe still couldn't produce any other evidence. Attorney Young effortlessly cleared my name. By the time we came out of the court, she was already gone. I had wanted to have her sign the divorce agreement while we were there, but didn't expect her to run so fast. This matter didn't need to be too urgent anyway. Even if she dragged it out without signing, it could be enforced. But if I didn't explain to my parents soon, I might really be disowned by the family. Thinking of this, I took a taxi back to my hometown. Standing in front of the door feeling somewhat apprehensive, I mentally prepared myself and finally knocked. "Coming, who is it?" My mom opened the door. Seeing it was me, she instantly lost her smile, but didn't drive me away. "May I ask who you're looking for?" I felt somewhat guilty. "Mom, it's me." She sighed and turned to walk into the house. I closed the door and followed her. When I saw my dad, his expression changed exactly like my mom's. "Sorry, Mom." I dropped to my knees and explained the matter to them completely. Mom and Dad listened, looked at each other, and hurriedly helped me up. Their eyes were full of heartache. "Luke, it's all my fault for not seeing clearly and making you suffer." I shook my head. "How can it be your fault, Mom? It was clearly that woman Chloe's fault. Don't worry, I will make sure she gets the punishment she deserves." The family was reconciled. My mom brought out a large plate of dumplings from the kitchen, all filled with my favorite pork and cabbage. After spending 3 good days with them, I returned to my own house and was about to call Chloe to come back and sign. A message from Simon Clark popped up. "Luke, you've gone viral online." A webpage link was sent. Clicking on it led to a video. In the video, Chloe was crying to the camera, accusing me of domestic violence, threatening her to sign the divorce agreement, and making her leave with nothing. The comments below were full of curses. "This kind of man is really disgusting. Sister, don't be afraid, we support you." Exactly. If there's a divorce, he should be the one to leave with nothing. Why should the abuser pay no price? Push the Urdu up. If we don't unite, we women really have no way out. The further down I scrolled, the harsher the curses became, some even calling me a murderer. I laughed. Isn't there enough female privilege nowadays? Since Chloe wouldn't quiet down, I saw no need to hold back anymore. I immediately recorded a video too, narrating the whole incident from beginning to end. I attached some videos of her affair and uploaded it together. A few hours later, when I opened the app again, the video was even more viral than expected, directly trending on Rousseau. A group of onlookers flooded the comments section. The passers-by who were cursing me initially suddenly switched sides, and the public opinion turned overwhelmingly in one direction. Damn, so this is the real situation. What a fine case of the guilty party filing the suit first. Serves her right to get the disease. Brother, no need to say anything. Take the chance to divorce that gold digger, so she doesn't cause more trouble later. So the naked couple rescued at West Beach the other day, one of them was your wife. I give full marks for this open scheme. Seeing this, I closed the phone contentedly and lay down comfortably. Chloe would probably see it soon. I was quite looking forward to what expression she would have. The next morning, a rapid knocking sound woke me up. It was Chloe and her mother. "Lucas Vincent, quickly delete that video you posted." My mother-in-law pointed at my nose, baring her teeth. "Do you know this is illegal? Violating my daughter's privacy and reputation." I laughed coldly. "You spreading rumors about me committing domestic violence. Isn't that illegal too?" Chloe said righteously. "It's different." What I said was the truth. I was speechless. Which sentence of hers wasn't made up? Using gender to gain sympathy is quite a trick, but it only works online. Say whatever you want. Sign the divorce agreement first. The rest doesn't matter. My mother-in-law snatched the papers, glanced, and shredded them instantly. "You'd make my daughter leave penniless. Lucas Vincent, your husband and wife. Why treat Chloe so? What did she do wrong? Adultery doesn't count. You saw yourself that night. Forgot." Hearing this, my mother-in-law's aggression faded. Chloe pulled her sleeve, signaling. She regained arrogance. Maybe they were just hot and undressed. Doesn't prove adultery. I couldn't help but laugh coldly. Hot yet embracing tightly. Think everyone's fools. Deny all you want. I have endless evidence. Explain these. I took out my phone, opening albums full of Chloe and Zach's explicit photos and chats. Chloe stared in disbelief. How do you have these? Zach gave them. Didn't know you played so wild. Impossible. Chloe gritted teeth, unbelieving. Zach said he'd keep them private. She didn't know Zach had approached me first, begging non-prosecution. He'd voluntarily provided these. Chloe foolishly believed Zach loved her. When crisis came, he'd already fled alone. From the coffee table drawer, I produced another agreement copy. Believe or not, I don't care. Advise signing the divorce. Keep some dignity. Otherwise, I'll sue again or post these online for all to see your true colors. I might just serve few years jail. You different. Carry infamy for life. Chloe turned pale, staring fixedly at the papers, expression shifting multiple times. Finally, tremblingly took my pen. Reluctantly signed her name. Done. Finally rid of this bizarre family. I held the agreement like treasure against my face, smiling genuinely. Chloe and mother-in-law turned green, then purple. Unable to bear my triumph, they slammed the door angrily away. Days later, movers came for Chloe's belongings. I removed all her traces, not one item left, throwing everything onto trucks. The house became spacious, neat, my mood lifting accordingly. After scheduling cleaners, I arranged dinner with Simon Clark. Leaving, turning the street corner distracted, I bumped into someone. Looking up, saw a woman, hat, sunglasses, mask concealing completely. You all right? I reached helping up. The woman didn't speak, tilting head studying me. You're Lucas Vincent. I froze, unable to place her. We know each other. She removed glasses and mask, revealing elegant, pleasant features with warm smile. I'm Celia Sinclair. Saw your trending video days ago. Got interested, had your info checked. Her name was unfamiliar, but she seemed well-connected. I self-mocked, interested in my cuckolding details. Celia smiled slightly, unconcerned. Heard your screenwriter. My current drama's writer fell ill. Want to try? Thinking she joked, I nodded agreement without thought. Celia laughed, taking my hand. Settled then. Henceforth I'm your boss. I stood stunned. How'd I suddenly become employee? Before reacting, Chloe appeared hostility, shoving Celia away, holding my man's hand. Trying to seduce him. Unprepared, Celia nearly fell. I quickly steadied her, turning cold. Chloe. What madness? She's no good person. Can't you see? Seeing Chloe mentally unstable, I shielded Celia behind me. She's my boss. You've no right judging. Chloe's eyes turned fiercer, circling me, raising hand to strike. I intercepted. Keep causing trouble, I'll act. She dared defiantly. Lucas Vincent. Dare hit me. Just try. Next instant, Celia pulled me aside, slapping Chloe's face sharply. Chloe covered cheek dazed, expression disbelieving. He dares not hit you. I dare. Continue pestering. Don't blame my disrespect. Celia transformed from gentle warmth to sharp decisiveness. Chloe avoided eye contact, mumbling threats before turning sulking away. Everything happened too fast. Regaining senses, Celia resumed her kindly demeanor. Asking nothing, she smiled. Thanks for protecting me. You're my boss. Protection's expected, work for pay after all. Celia laughed at my humor. Since adapting so quickly, come work now. No problem. I nodded. Soon a luxury car stopped roadside. Two large, fierce men in black emerged, respecting Celia, apparently her bodyguards. Clearly, she was extraordinary. My curiosity grew. Later learned Celia Sinclair was new generation acclaimed actress. Fans could circle Earth twice. But for chance meeting, I'd likely never have spoken to her lifetime. Thereafter, I worked diligently revising her scripts, finishing filming before deadline. Upon airing, it topped all platform charts. Not only praised universally, but lead actress Celia Sinclair's fame reached new heights. Most importantly, it received highest film/television award nominations. She was delighted, said I was indispensable, invited me to dine. I accepted. En route to the restaurant, I saw a familiar figure roadside, emaciated, haggard, seemed starved for days. I couldn't bear it, bought food placing before her. Looking up, recognizing me, Chloe's hollow eyes gained a glimmer. She rose with sudden hope, grasping for me. Knew you still loved me, Lucas Vincent. Reconcile, please. I promise. Behave henceforth. Never repeat past. I evaded subtly, said coldly, you'll die soon. What meaning saying these? Chloe panicked. No, I won't die. Lucas, save me please. I'll do anything. Don't want to die. I spoke no more, rose resolutely leaving. Later, I accompanied Celia Sinclair to receive the award. She generously praised, crediting most success to me, thus gaining attention from renowned directors. But I never forgot her support, continually creating scripts for her. Half-year later, I too won my Best New Screenwriter award. Leaving stage returning to seat, my phone vibrated. Message from Simon Clark. Luke. Heard. Chloe's gone. I paused momentarily, feeling pity, not for our past marriage, but a life departed thus. Celia Sinclair beside me noticed my mood. Lucas. What's wrong? Something happened. I shook head smiling, said nothing. Karma always finds its way. Perhaps the fidelity pact was my delusion. Had Chloe not strayed, she wouldn't have sickened. Had she been faithful, perhaps we'd have been happy. Might even have had a child. But these were merely fantasies. What happened couldn't be undone, nor changed. Death is ultimately ordinary for all. Only cherishing the present constitutes the most positive, correct life attitude.